What assurance can you give the public that that State Department has everything that would be considered a public record from her tenure as Secretary of State?
She has assured us that she gave us everything she had, and like we do with other federal employees, we have to depend on them.
It has gone from becoming a real battle cry to a demand to a plea, and now in many cases something less than a national whimper. The call for transparency in government. The target is Hillary Clinton, for whom transparency would seem to be an alien language. Yet there are those demanding she get an interpreter, and Americans of every political stripe get an explanation now. Our guest is president and chairman of Citizens United, a conservative advocacy group wanting a look at classified documents from Secretary Clinton's tenure and in pre-production of a sequel to its documentary, Hillary the Movie. David Bossie joins us. David, a pleasure to see you again. And we're going to start right out with Hillary Clinton and what you folks are doing, because Citizens United has filed a Freedom of Information Act to release these classified documents. Wait a minute, David. Somebody from the State Department says, we're assured from Mrs. Clinton that she gave us everything that we're able to get. So what are you convinced that she's hiding?
Well, first of all, Ed, thanks for having me. It is a remarkable thing that, forget that it's Hillary Clinton for a moment. When there's an investigation going on into very important matters at the State Department, for a State Department spokesman or anyone at the State Department to be saying, don't worry, they promised us, the person under investigation said, don't worry, I gave you everything. That's not the way this system was built. The rules are that government employees use government emails. That's why when they leave government service, people within the government can go in and then certify that, sure, we did get everything. But hearing secret servers not handing the server over, private email accounts, multiple email accounts, it smells. And I'm going to tell you right now, our FOIAs, which we've started this FOIA process over 18 months ago because we knew this is what would happen. So we've been filing FOIAs very thoughtfully, very systematically over the last year and a half. And then we've let them ripen because we don't get anywhere with the State Department. And now we are in court, and we are in court on 5 different lawsuits. And federal judges now are ordering the State Department to provide us all of this information, and we're going to be getting it over the summer and in the fall and in the winter. And it's going to take a while, but we're going to get it.
But here's the American people going, and they hear you when you say that it's going to take a while. This date is passed. You have waited 5 months since the initial request, and this has dragged on. What is it that makes you any more confident today than you were 5 months ago that you'll be getting this information and the American people will be getting it in time to make a logical and sensible decision come the 2016 decision?
That's a great question, and it's very simple. I do put my trust in the court system. And with federal judges, and when they issue an order that the State Department will have to comply. We began our FOIAs 12, 14 months ago as filing these FOIAs. 4 or 5 months ago, we started getting federal judges to have status hearings and issuing orders. We are already getting production of documents from the State Department right now.
But let me ask this, David, if you don't mind, let me interrupt you on this. Are you not, though, prepared for the fact that even though you continue to ask that the Clinton machine is very likely going to roadblock, they're going to stall, they're going to make sure that this gets strung out as long as humanly possible, again, hopefully until after people start to make a decision on the presidency in 2016. So what do the American people have to hope for here that they're going to find out before we get there?
Ed, that's exactly the question that everyone should be asking. You're right on. It is right out of the Clinton playbook. Beat the clock. Run the clock out as long as possible. Make this just a partisan attack. Make this about enemies of the Clintons, the vast right-wing conspiracy. Those things will all come into play after they attack their accusers, after they blame other people for their woes. You got to remember, these are the same people that had I don't know, the Rose Law Firm billing records, for instance, in the 90s, under subpoena for 2 years. 2 years under subpoena when they are miraculously found in Hillary Clinton's private office in the residency of the White House. They turn them over and say, oh, golly gee whizzikers, we don't know where they've been and we just found them. Those are the types of people you're dealing with here. So your question and my cynicism of the Clintons is exactly right, because they will not give us documents. They will not give us the information, especially if it is damning. That is why she has erased all of these emails. That is why they're not turning over the server. Who is to say those 50, they say, oh, we've turned over 55,000 pages of documents. It sounds like a lot. It's not a lot. It's about 30,000 emails over several years. That is not a lot of material, folks. And why not give it to the government, in a systematic way online, meaning the server, so that the government itself, the Government Reform and Oversight Committee, Trey Gowdy's committee on Benghazi, could search that server themselves. Instead, David Kendall, the Clintons' lawyer, who's been the Clinton lawyer for 20 years, defense lawyer, is now saying, oh, trust us. And I can tell you, I don't.
All we do is get down to that word trust, and quite frankly, I think the American people are sick and tired of hearing politicians say those words over and over and over again, and they continue to prove that they simply cannot be trusted, and this isn't just Secretary Clinton. David Bossie, always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us. We will be keeping in touch here because I have a feeling there'll be more to come. David, thanks so much. When we come back right here on the Hard Line, let us loose the political animal. This is the fastest 60 minutes in news.